And we'll dive more into that. But sticking around Hyde Park, we talked about the address specifically for University of Chicago. How far does student housing go, right? Can I be a mile away, right? Like where would you draw the line of like, is it 2 blocks, 4 blocks, 8 blocks? What are your parameters for, okay, this is a good student housing bet?
That's a good question. Most students are asleep until polls go 11, depending on their schedule. So in their mind, they're thinking, how late can I sleep and then get up and still want, right? No matter your business, whether you're buying a building and you're looking for a market tenant or you're looking for a student, I think it's always important to put yourself in the mindset of your customer. In that case, it's our resident, right? So address is important. To answer your question, Hyde Park extends north to 51st. I think that's about your best cutoff. The university has slowly been moving more south past the Midway. We bought a building, 43 units over at 61st and Ingleside, for a rock for the law school from there. So we're going to be getting 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝗁𝗃𝗏𝗃 grad students already moving in there. And I'd say your north-south is 51st all the way down to, call it 63rd. Far west is Washington Park. What's the east side of Washington?
Yeah, we've had, my business partner, Cliff, went to University of Chicago 20 years ago or so now, but the university gives you strict guidelines of where you should not cross in different parts of the day or night, and where you should live for safety reasons. So that it's probably something that you guys learned early on from what they're selling. But yeah, we've had students, we have a bunch of condos and a couple of flats in between that 61st and 63rd corridor that, when on the 62nd block, we weren't getting student housing 10 years ago. Now we are getting grad school kids and stuff like that. So I just want to confirm that movement south there in Hyde Park has been big. And I think the further east you go, it might even be going creeping a little further south. So
cool. And then what do you see for rents? Like let's stick with the University of Chicago. Like let's say, again, you can't say, oh, this is student housing, this is not. But when you're in an area around a university, can you quantify what that premium is compared to being 4 blocks away, right? When you might not get the students. Like how much do they drive up potential rent?
Well, I think it's interesting because you have to think to yourself when you're kind of forecasting rents. A lot of times people want to just think about, what am I renting my unit at, right? In reality, most students are thinking about, what are me and my roommate, my friend, going to be renting our unit? My housing stock down there is as big as a 4-bed and then as small as a 2-bed. I don't have many small unit sizes. So usually in my mind, when I'm forecasting rents, I'm thinking about it on a 4-bed basis. Although I'm renting the unit on one lease with multiple signers and plenty guarantors, I'm always using a per-bed method. So, I think anywhere between, call it 800 on the low end up to 1,200 per bed could be, I think, a decent range depending on the quality condition of the unit of the address. The other point I think is important to make is, you see in call it the Logans of the world and some of these nice neighborhoods that, you've had people that come in and they improve the buildings. My goal in all my buildings is not to over, is most students, they've got, a few plates. They're not there a lot. They're going to beat the unit up a little bit more than, somebody that's living there is full time in their home, right? So, not spending so much in terms of an actual construction budget to still get the same amount of rent on a per foot basis. So, yeah, I see on a per foot called anywhere $2 a foot all the way up to 2.5 is where I'd pencil it out at, depending on your address and Hyde Park and condition.